I saw a meme lately that said, get your pumpkin spice away from my margarita, and it made me laugh because here in Atlanta, it is hot. And I am drinking the Preg version of a marg. Well, it's that time again. Essentially, I get to vlog and tell you what went well and what absolutely flopped last month, the month of August. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. This is episode number 41. Yeah, 41 on the Ashlyn Writes channel. I'm Ashlyn. Every single month I check in and tell you how I'm doing with my personal goal setting and how I use a tool called Powersheets to help me track and achieve my goals. If you've missed the previous videos in this series, I will link everything down below. I do these in tandem with my dear friend and the YouTube master behind this channel, Trina Little, and also with Allie Danae of The Social Walker. As we get started, if you're new or if you've been here for a while and just haven't hit subscribe yet, hit subscribe. I post new videos every single week and I would love to see you around so I can get to know you and hear from you down in the comments below. I've been keeping track of my goals online for a long time. First on my blog and then on the YouTube channel as well this year as a supplement, and I skipped last month. Why, you may ask? Because I was on sabbatical and it was so great. But when I started my creative small business in 2016, I knew that it was something that I was gonna need. I wanted some time to just step away, to rest, to recharge, and so this was our third annual sabbatical. My husband works in the airline industry, so he's able to kind of work and finagle his schedule so he gets off kind of about the same amount of time. We try to take 3 to 4 weeks off, and I've learned to love the month so much. It feels like a little bit of a trust fall, knowing that everything is going to be okay and the Lord is going to do what he wants in my business no matter what I do or what I don't do. He's in control, and so sabbatical is an annual reminder of that. I also love Tim Keller. He wrote one of my very favorite books about work, and he had this to say: in the long run, of course, a deeply rested people are far more productive. You know me, you know I love productivity, and amen to that. I end up being a whole lot more productive when I take some time off. If you're interested in figuring out how to take a sabbatical from your creative business, I've blogged about that in the past, and I will link that down below so you can dig into it and see if it's something that you could do. So 3 big things that happened in August were we took our big annual trip. We went to Madrid in Spain. That was my first time in Spain. We also went to France, which is like my favorite country. I always am happy there. I'd never been to Toulouse before in southwestern France, so we spent some time there, and then we ended up in Amsterdam. I am not a travel blogger, but I also blogged where we went and what we did. A lot of people were DMing me on Instagram and asking what hotels we stayed in, what restaurants we would recommend, because they were going to one of these cities. So that is there for you. Again, not a travel blogger, but hopefully that can help you out if you're interested in going to some of these cities and seeing a little bit more what we did. All in all, I fell in love. So many great art museums, beautiful architecture. My creative soul got filled, and we're definitely due for a trip next year that does not do a whole lot of walking. We try to alternate them, so next year we'll probably go back to some beach locale where we really just sit around all day. Whenever I talk about traveling, I feel like I need to say again, my husband works in the airline industry, so it comes with some great perks, if you know what I mean. He came with benefits and husband points. Second big thing, I hit that reset button. Obviously, being 5 to 6 months pregnant and traveling around Europe has its little woes along the way, so it was really nice to spend some time this month and just sit and rest. I was so spent out from a lot of client launches and a whole lot of work, so I really got to just decompress and spend some time on me. I read a whole lot, I slept in a whole lot. I caught up on some watercolor classes online from my friend Simply Jessica Marie, and I also did something that has been a 2-year tradition now. I guess I've done it twice. This is my friend Val Warner's book, The Finishing School. It was her first book, but each chapter ends with just some great questions to journal through, and if you like journal prompt questions, I would recommend it. The third big win in August, I launched my very second program ever, The Art of Efficiency. I know I talk about productivity and efficiency all the time. I absolutely love them, but there is a reason for it. I just deeply believe that we can be called to work, and we can love work, and we can work really hard, but I also believe that that has to come with seasons of rest, and that has to come with stepping away from it all, and that we are called to step into both capacities. And I learned that the really hard way. I want to show women that we don't have to live like that, and we can learn how to work, and we can learn how to rest. So that was kind of my project with this program. We have 125 founding members inside, and I'm so excited. I spent a lot of work before the launch. So in July, that was when I was writing a lot of the emails, all of the sales copy. I was writing and recording all the YouTube videos that would come up for pre-launch content, all the social media posts as well. So pretty much everything that was going on while I was off on sabbatical was pre-scheduled. Launching a course on like your first day back from work after a sabbatical is probably not what I would recommend doing in the future, but we've had to change some things this year and be a little nimble since I'm going on maternity leave in December. That was also not in the plan. Okay, so what am I focused on in the month of September? Let's turn the video around and look at my September goals inside Powersheets. Already working on some nursery school visits, gonna see what that's like. I also need to update my 29 business and our home budget. We use the blueprint model. I talked about that a little bit. I will link it below. It's my friend Shanna's financial program for creative entrepreneurs. It has been amazing. So I need to update that for next year. I'm starting a new Bible study. I love Jen Wilkins' studies. I also need to decorate the dining room. We've finally got a kitchen table after being in this house for what, 7 or 8 months. Continue to serve our students both in copywriting for creatives and the art of efficiency. I'm also taking a class called Birth Prep from my new online sweet friend Mandy, so I want to start that as well. My weekly goals tend to stay about the same too, just making sure I get those date nights in, hang out with girlfriends, work out when I can, and also make sure I'm up on the business tasks. My daily goals tend to stay kind of the same from month to month. I always make sure that, again, to mention Val, the friend that I mentioned earlier, her prayer journals are just my absolute favorite. This is my first year using this tool, and it's been an incredible blessing to a lot of friendships in my life, to my marriage, to my business. I've never done anything like that before, so I just wanted to thank her for that. But one of my daily goals is to use this every single day. Another daily goal is to do my end of day work to rest routine. This is my wind down ritual, so I can just close up work and walk away from it. I've loved doing that in the past. I got a little off during July because it was so crazy getting everything together. So I want to make sure that I get back on track with that. Check in with my team every day too, that kind of thing. 2 things as I wrap up. I wanted to share the books with you that I'm reading this September. Never read Traction before. I feel like that's a business book that I should read. And I also am continuing to do Leader Box. I have done a video about that before. I will post that down below. It's a leadership program book subscription, and I always enjoy those books. And then the last book that I'm reading, I'm trying to read both sides of different opinions when it comes to birth and infants and babies, since I don't know much about all of that at all. And so I'm reading Pushback. Let me know below if there's any other books you would recommend about parenting or babies. Let me know below what you're working on. We're wrapping up Q3, headed into Q4 of 2018. That's already crazy. And also, I wanted to share with you the new Powersheets are going to release on October the 24th. I'm so very excited. Word on the street is we can pick the color cover that we want this year, which I like things to be just so I'm pretty excited about that. But wanted to share that date with you. That's all for me today, y'all. Thank you again so much for listening. Remember to go out there and get after your goals, but make sure that you're working from a place of rest and not hustle all the time.